What if I told you that one of the biggest, most conservative financial institutions in the United States, a bank whose very name is synonymous with stability and old money America, is now actively, publicly, and undeniably engaging in a financial transaction that signals the biggest currency revaluation event in modern human history is not just a possibility, but an imminent reality? This isn't a rumor from a fringe forum or a speculative post from a self-proclaimed guru. This is about JPMorgan Chase, the titan of Wall Street, and their direct, confirmed involvement with the Iraqi dinar. For decades, the dream of the Iraqi Dinar Revaluation, or RV, has been a story of hope, patience, and for some, deep skepticism. It's been a narrative playing out in the shadows of the global financial system, whispered about but never confirmed by the mainstream pillars of finance. But today, that entire narrative has been shattered and rewritten. The landscape has fundamentally shifted, and the evidence is no longer in the coded messages of Iraqi politicians or the hopeful interpretations of economic laws. The evidence is now on the website of Chase Bank. The dam has broken. The signal has been sent. And if you're paying attention, it tells you one thing with deafening clarity: the RV is incoming. This changes everything. It means the careful, deliberate plan to reintegrate Iraq into the global economy with a strong, robust currency is in its final, executable phase. It means the years of waiting, the endless cycles of news, the emotional roller coaster. It was all leading to this precise moment, where a cornerstone of global finance has begun to move. Think about what Chase Bank represents. This is not a regional credit union or an online-only bank known for taking risks. This is JPMorgan Chase. Their entire business is built on risk assessment, on global intelligence, on being first to know and first to act while maintaining an image of impenetrable stability. For this institution to publicly step into the Iraqi dinar space is not a casual decision. It is a calculated move of monumental proportions. It is a statement to the entire world that Iraq is now officially open for business on a global scale and that its currency is transitioning from a volatile, sanctioned instrument to a tradable, stable asset. This is the moment the entire community has been waiting for, the validation from within the system itself. So, what exactly are we seeing? The reports, confirmed by multiple users and credible sources within the dinar community, indicate that Chase is now facilitating the exchange of Iraqi dinar for US dollars for its account holders. Now, pause and let the significance of that sink in. This is not about buying dinar, that has been possible through third-party dealers for years, often with high premiums and associated risks. This is about exchanging it. This is about taking the physical currency you may hold and, through the formal, secure channels of a major international bank, converting it into the world's primary reserve currency. This single act legitimizes the dinar in a way no press conference or parliamentary law ever could. It moves the dinar from the realm of speculative collectible to a functional, recognized medium of exchange in the eyes of one of the most powerful financial entities on the planet. The implications of this are staggering and form the very bedrock of why an RV is not just coming but is logically necessary. Chase would not expose itself and its clients to the immense regulatory and financial risk of handling a currency deemed unstable or worthless. Their compliance departments are the most stringent in the world. They operate under the microscope of the US Treasury, the Federal Reserve, and international regulatory bodies. For them to greenlight this process, they must have received absolute, ironclad assurances and seen concrete evidence that the dinar's value is set to be formally recognized at a significantly higher rate. They are not doing this out of charity. They are doing it because they see a monumental financial event on the immediate horizon, and they are positioning themselves, and by extension, their clients who are aware, to capitalize on it. This is the ultimate insider signal, not whispered in a back room, but executed on a public-facing banking platform. It is the final piece of the puzzle, the bridge between the theoretical economic potential of Iraq and the practical, real-world banking infrastructure required to make a global currency a reality. This is the starting pistol, and the race for financial sovereignty, for Iraq and for you, the investor, has now well and truly begun. Stay tuned. Because in the next segment we will dive deep into the specific, undeniable economic forces inside Iraq that have made this chase move not just possible, but absolutely inevitable. So, what has happened inside Iraq to force the hand of a giant like Chase? What are the fundamental, irreversible changes on the ground that have transformed this nation from an economic pariah into a budding financial powerhouse poised for a currency explosion? The answer lies not in a single event, but in a perfect storm of economic, legal, and geopolitical progress that has collectively built an unshakable foundation for the dinar's rise. Let's start with the most critical element often overlooked by the mainstream financial news: the death of the dollar in Iraq. For years, Iraq's economy was dollar-dependent, a legacy of sanctions and war, which created a massive black market, fueled corruption, and strangled the value of the dinar. But the Iraqi government, backed by their central bank, has waged a deliberate and successful war on this dollar dominance. They have systematically restricted the flow of US dollars into the country for all but the most essential, officially sanctioned transactions. This wasn't a random act. It was a surgical strike designed to starve the black market and, more importantly, to force the Iraqi people and businesses to transact in their own national currency. The results have been profound. The demand for the Iraqi dinar inside Iraq has skyrocketed because it is now the primary and often only usable currency for daily commerce and major business inside the country. This surge in internal demand is the first and most crucial law of economics kicking in. When demand for a currency rises and its supply is controlled, its value is destined to increase. This internal strengthening is the bedrock upon which the international revaluation will be built. You cannot have a strong international currency without a strong domestic currency first, and Iraq has successfully engineered that exact scenario. Now, layer on top of that the monumental shifts in banking and international relations. Iraq is no longer a financially isolated state. They have been engaging in high-level financial diplomacy with the world's most powerful institutions. The relationship with the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank has moved from one of supervision to one of partnership. Iraq has been working diligently to comply with international banking standards, specifically the SWIFT system for international wire transfers, and has made staggering progress in anti-money laundering and counterterrorism financing laws. These are not minor bureaucratic checkboxes. These are the very gates that separate a failed state from an integrated member of the global economic community. Every bank in the world, especially a behemoth like Chase, monitors this compliance relentlessly. The fact that Chase is now engaging tells you, without a shadow of a doubt, that Iraq has passed these tests. The gates are open. Furthermore, consider the economic engine that is Iraq itself, an engine that is finally being tuned to run on its own fuel. For decades, Iraq's vast oil wealth was siphoned away by corruption and conflict. Today, with oil production stabilizing and, critically, with new oil and gas legislation coming online, the nation's wealth is being more directly channeled into its own development. But the real story goes beyond oil. Iraq is aggressively pursuing economic diversification, investing in agriculture, industry, and reconstruction projects on a scale not seen in modern history. This creates a real, tangible economy beyond crude oil, an economy that produces goods and services that the world wants to buy. When that happens, when Iraq begins to export more than just barrels of oil, the world will need Iraqi dinar to pay for those goods. This creates a sustained, long-term international demand for the currency, which is the rocket fuel that will propel its value after the initial revaluation. This isn't just about cashing in on a one-time event. It's about positioning yourself at the ground floor of a nation that is reclaiming its historic role as a center of global commerce. All of these threads, the death of the dollar, the international banking compliance, and the economic diversification, are being woven together by an Iraqi government that is displaying a level of fiscal discipline and national purpose that has been absent for generations. They are not just hoping for a stronger currency, they are building the entire infrastructure for it, brick by brick, law by law. The move by Chase Bank is the ultimate validation that this infrastructure is not only complete but is now operational. They are the first major bank to cross the bridge, but they will not be the last. And as other banks scramble to catch up, the window of opportunity for the average person to get in at this historic ground level will begin to close. This is the calm before the storm, the deep breath before a financial revolution that will be studied in economics textbooks for a century to come. Now, with all of this undeniable evidence laid bare, the seismic move by Chase Bank, the internal economic strengthening of Iraq, and the flawless execution of their global financial integration, the only question that remains is not if, but what this means for you, personally, right now, at this very moment in history. We are standing at the precipice of a wealth transfer so vast it will redefine nations and individual fortunes overnight. This is the moment where the prepared separate from the passive, where those who understood the signs become the architects of their own financial destiny, while others are left wondering what happened. The entry of a primary U.S. bank into this space is the final domino to fall. It is the official starting gun, and the race is now on. But this race is not against other investors. It is against time itself, and against the inevitable moment when this information becomes mainstream knowledge. Right now, you are in the privileged position of early awareness. The vast majority of the world, even seasoned investors, are still asleep to this reality, still viewing Iraq through the outdated lens of conflict and instability. They are trapped in a narrative that is hours, maybe days, from being completely obsolete. Your advantage is this knowledge. But knowledge without action is merely a forgotten thought. So what does strategic, intelligent action look like in this final hour? First, it requires a complete mental shift. You must stop thinking of the Iraqi dinar as a speculative gamble and start recognizing it for what it has become, a strategic asset on the verge of global recognition. This is a currency play, one of the most powerful and leveraged financial moves an individual can ever make. Every single decimal point of a revaluation translates into a life-altering multiplier on your initial position. The mathematics here are breathtakingly simple and overwhelmingly powerful. Second, you must ensure your position is secure and accessible. If you have already acquired dinar, now is the time for utmost vigilance. Ensure your currency is physically secure, authentic, and readily available for the exchange process. Familiarize yourself with the procedures, not just of Chase, but of other financial institutions that will inevitably follow. Do not wait for the announcement to flood the gates. Have your plan meticulously crafted now. Know your options, know your exit strategy, and be prepared to execute with calm, swift precision. For those who have not yet taken a position, the window, while still open, is closing faster than ever before. The validation from Chase will send a shockwave through the entire market, and the remaining inventory of physical dinar will be swept up in a frenzy. The time for hesitation is over. The long-held dream of achieving financial freedom, of erasing debt, of securing your family's future for generations, of having the resources to make a real difference in the world, all of it hinges on the decisions you make in the wake of this information. This is the culmination of a global economic reset that has been decades in the making. It is the correction of a great injustice, the return of a nation with a storied history to its rightful economic standing, and you have been given a front-row seat with the opportunity to participate. Do not underestimate the sheer force of what is about to happen. When this news breaks fully into the mainstream media, it will create a tidal wave of demand that will make the current signs look like gentle ripples. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to be positioned firmly ahead of that wave. This is your call to action. This is your moment. Let this be the day you look back on as the day you chose to be on the right side of history. Let this be the decision that your future self thanks you for with every breath. The signal has been received. The path has been cleared. The only thing left to do is to take the first step. Subscribe to this channel right now and hit the notification bell, because we are not done. In the coming hours and days, we will be breaking down the exact, step-by-step post-RV strategy you need to follow, from wealth preservation to asset protection. We are building a community of the informed, the prepared, and the successful. Share this video with everyone you care about, because true wealth is best shared. Leave a comment below with "I am ready" to let the world know you have received the signal and you are prepared to claim your future. The time for waiting is over. The time for action is now.